You're listening to the Chronicles of Livin podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock. Go round.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How is everybody on Let's Talk Sunday? Happy New Year's, guys. If you didn't listen to the show last week, I hope all of your New Year's is starting off great. Today's topic is your perception of people in the world shapes your reality. I'll be right back.
Merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock. Go round, cycle.
To those who are just tuning in for the first time, this is Adion, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, from yourself, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to the Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us extraordinary folk doing a damn thing the best way we can. And yes, this is the top of the new year, 2019. I'm not going to say I feel old, but I'm like, dang, I was born in the 1900s. This is crazy. You know, yeah, it's really crazy. But I'm looking forward to a great year, and I'm sending good and positive energy out there to all of my visionary dreamers this year, that your visions, your dreams, and your goals become reality, and that you become the best version of yourself. So, with all that being said, today's topic again is your perception of people, the world, in the world, can shape your reality. So I guess y'all like, okay, you know, this is the top of the year. You going in deep from the gate. Yes, I am. This is a new year. It's going to be some new things coming to y'all. I'm going to have a lot of guests on the YouTube channel. Finally, I did upload actually 2 videos. One of the first video interview, which I did do a podcast on, but definitely go and check out Chronicles of Livin YouTube channel. I need everybody to subscribe because I need some subscribers, so when these guests come on, I have some subscribers. I'm going to focus on the YouTube channel this year and building that up, and most likely Instagram. So one thing at a time, y'all. I'm one person, and I just want to get the best out of everything. So let's get started. So y'all know sometimes I like to read off the definition, because sometimes we throw these words around and we might forget a little bit of the meaning or the whole meaning, and might be using it in the wrong way. So I want to make it clear before I have this conversation. So perception, the Google definition, and I think it was Wikipedia definition, is the ability to hear, see, or become aware of something through your senses. Another one says the state of being or process of becoming aware of something through senses. And then the synonyms are recognition, awareness, consciousness, appreciation, realization, knowledge, understanding, comprehension. But the other definition, it's actually two other definitions what I take perception as. And this one says a way of regarding, understanding, or interpreting something, a mental impression. So basically, is a way of you interpreting something through a mental impression that pretty much goes into your thoughts. You have this mental impression of this thing or this person. That is your perception of that thing or that person. So, in other words, your belief, your judgment, your notion, your concept, your idea, your impression of this person or this thing. And the Latin definition is the organization, identification, and interpretation of sensory information in order to represent and understand the present information or the environment. So I said that slow so y'all can really get this on where I'm going with this whole topic. As the Latin definition says, basically your perception of a person or a place, an environment, just going on judging the information that is given to you. So in other words, say if, you grew up in a suburban area, very sheltered, you never been to the hood, you don't even know what the hood looked like, you have no recollection of the hood, okay? And then one day, say you in college, because I actually had this conversation with one of my riders. It's a young guy, a young white guy. He was maybe I want to say maybe 25. And he was already in the workforce. He's a supervisor now. I don't know if I talked about him before, but this is a good person to use for this topic. So we had this conversation that how he grew up in this sheltered life, and his family is pretty wealthy. So he didn't know anything really about the hood and stuff like that. He wasn't really around too many black people. And I'm not going to put the hood with black people, but I'm just saying he wasn't around too many people of different ethnic background. Let's say it that way. Not just black people, but from what he said, And once he went to college, he, of course, was able to meet a lot of diverse cultures and backgrounds. And it really opened his eyes to a whole lot of things. And it taught him a lot about people, because he had been in this sheltered life, and now he's coming out here into the world. And so instead of believing what TV was showing him and giving him this perception about other ethnic backgrounds or different classes of people, meaning money wise, what class so-called you fall into as society tries to do to us. It just helped him. He admitted that it helped him in his career now, because now he knows how to relate to so many different ethnic backgrounds, where before he really didn't have a clue. I mean, he didn't come off as really judgmental as some people could have, but he just was like, he was clueless, and then when he started having conversations with different people and that didn't have the money that he did, and hearing their stories about how they grew up and things of that nature, it was like, wow, the perception that he had about different ethnic backgrounds, it went away because he was able to have these conversations one-on-one. He was able to feel a person out, to observe for himself, as opposed to just seeing on TV or hearing in media or the news the bad things about people that grow up in a neighborhood that is not as wealthy. You get what I'm saying? So, that's what media does to us. It gives us this perception about, I'm going to say it can give us a perception about a whole state, because I grew up in Philadelphia, but you ask people about Philadelphia, you say something about Philadelphia, some places, and they be like, oh my gosh, it's so bad out there. And where I grew up at, we had fun, but it is, you don't want to wander into an area that you have no clue about and you just don't even know how to speak the code language or whatever like that. But nevertheless, that's just a small area that the media shows on TV. They show like wherever is chaotic, and now this whole city rather, has this reputation of being bad, when really it's not. Really, Philadelphia is a great place. It's just certain areas that may have little issues. I'm going to say it that way. And because the media might show that area, now people that never been to Philadelphia has this perception, judging from the information that the media has painted and plastered, the television has sent out to the world. You get what I'm saying? This is why I don't watch television. Okay? Y'all got to start looking at words and breaking them down. And when you really start breaking down some of these words, you really get the true meaning of these words. It's a little trickery going on here. But, so, why am I talking about this at the top of the year? Okay? I hope that little scenario got you on the same page as to where I'm going. See, a lot of times we get perceptions of people and things and places and environments, and that can shape our reality. And what do I mean by that? It can stop us from going to visit Philadelphia, when Philadelphia might be the place for you. When Philadelphia might be, I'm just using Philadelphia because I was just on that topic, but it could be any city that you had this perception that it's supposed to be bad, and it's really not bad. But Philadelphia, say you never go to visit Philadelphia, but you're in this certain type of industry, and Philadelphia might have the best people or the best companies that's dealing with your industry. But because you had this perception that Philadelphia is so bad, you can miss out on a great opportunity. Now y'all see where I'm going? Y'all, we have to get rid of perceptions and venture out on our own. Don't let somebody else paint this perception of a person or a place without you first finding out for yourself. I know growing up, in school, you have these friends, right? And then say, your best friend have a falling out with somebody else, or either somebody wants to be your friend, but yet somebody comes along and says, oh, don't mess with them because I heard that they X, Y, and Z and they mean, or they steal, or whatever. They just tell you this whole story about this person that you have never met for yourself. You never had a chance to even observe or have a conversation with them to see for yourself how you feel about that person. Because 9 times out of 10, if you are in tune with your intuition, with your higher self, your alarms are going to go off about a person without somebody else trying to paint this picture and give you a perception about this person. You get what I'm saying? And again, that person, if you decide to go off somebody else's perception of the person, you never know what type of friendship or what type of relationship you could have had with that person. All because you went off of somebody else's perception, somebody else's judgment, somebody else's recognition, awareness of that person. That was their individual perception. That wasn't yours. Again, we are all individuals with our own mindset and our own paths to walk. And that means that not everybody is going to mesh together. Meaning, like, you might be cool with a person, but your best friend might not feel them as much as you feel them. You get what I'm saying? But so if y'all got a certain connection, would you want to like stop being friends with that person because your best friend just can't connect with them for some reason? That's not cool. So it's just like, I'll give you another story. I'll give you a couple, because I need y'all to go into the new year getting rid of perceptions of people. So I was reading over the website, the Adion, Your Dream Pusher website, what I wrote, just, kind of going through, making sure everything's straight, what I wrote for my speaker page. And y'all can go visit there now. It's up and it's running. But, and it's so funny because I wrote, and sometimes I write and I leave it, and then I just totally leave it because I'm working on so many things. And then when I go back and read it, I'll be like, damn, I wrote this. I just be like coming from some whole other space when I write sometimes. Even when I do the podcast show, I'll be like, I listen back and be like, oh, wow, I said that? Okay. But I was saying on this speaker page how when we're born, and I believe I talked about this before too, but when we're born, we pretty much build a perception of people in the world without our, unwillingly, let's say that, unwillingly, because we're babies. So we coming into this world to learn. So that means that our environment and the people around us, we're learning from. So however they react to a situation, whatever their belief is, whatever their understanding is, whatever their awareness is of a thing, of a person, of a situation, subconsciously and let's say unconsciously, let's say it like that, becomes ours in a sense. Because if we're a baby and we're growing up and we're a toddler now, and then we even get to the age of, say, 5, 6 years old, and then, your mom is outside and then a bumblebee comes along and she's screaming and running. Now what's going to happen? You're 5, 6 years old. You see your mother, who you believe is supposed to be your protector, running from this little bee, this little bumblebee screaming and hollering. So now what's going to happen? Your perception of bumblebees is like, oh my gosh, get away from me. You don't even know why your mom is running and screaming and hollering like the damn bumblebee can kill her. You know what I mean? All you know is what you see. And it goes back to the Latin meaning of it, that your understanding comes from the information or the environment. So the information that you got was, you saw a bumblebee and you saw your mom running like crazy and screaming and hollering. That was the information that you got to understand, so you can get a certain perception of a bumblebee, a little tiny bumblebee. That's how deep the meaning of the word perception is. Or either, I was watching this video, and actually this is how I kind of came up with this topic. I was watching this video, was it earlier today? I believe it was earlier today. And the person was talking about perception, but the way she came at it was a different way, but it really confirmed what I wrote on my page. And I'm like, wow, we're on the same page, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And she was just talking about how dangerous it is when we're looking and we look at the world and people through this filter, all through perception. You know what I mean? And she kind of used as an example, tabloids. So you know how it is. You in the market and you waiting in line, and then of course to the side you got your tabloid magazines, and they talking about the celebrities, athletes or whatever, and what they did, and that an alien, somebody's dating an alien or whatever. But you skip past the alien part, and then you look at the person and the certain celebrity, and you read what they say, because you standing in line and it's like a natural thing to do. I do it. You know what I mean? And so in that moment, when you're reading what this magazine has on the front of it about this certain celebrity, right there, you are gaining a perception about that person. Now, the perception can be negative or like, man, whatever, this is bullshit. It's all in you and how you're wired. If you are a person that's like feeding to gossip and you kind of breathe that, then most likely you're going to believe the tabloid. But if you're a person that's like, it's really 3 slides to a story like me, then you might just look at it and be like, damn, if that's true, that's kind of jacked up. But it won't let you change your perception of that person if you admired that person. Let's say that. So like, let's take Oprah Winfrey. I admire her. You know what I'm saying? I admire her for all the things that she has accomplished, especially as a black woman. But yet, there are so many things, negative things about Oprah Winfrey on social media, on YouTube, on whatever. But yet, here's a woman that has done a lot of good. Now, I'm going to just roll with the good, because I like to see the good in everybody. I'm not saying I'm looking through the, rose-colored glass or whatever, however they say it, smoky glass at her. But what I'm saying is, I like to believe the best of everyone until they personally prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or prove themselves wrong as to what I believe about them. I don't know the lady. I never sat, had dinner, had a conversation, telephone conversation, whatever, text, nothing with Oprah Winfrey. So who am I to have a certain perception, a negative perception, all because somebody posted something on social media about her? That's bad. You get what I'm saying? And the person that posted the stuff or maybe made the YouTube video, I guarantee you has never met Oprah Winfrey, has never sat with her, has never talked to her, has never had dinner with her, but yet they're posting negativity on social media about her, and now it's going viral. And so now everybody that's reading it gets to draw their own perception of Oprah Winfrey. Y'all get what I'm saying? That's how deep it is. That's how deep social media is. That's how deep word of mouth is, gossip is. That's how powerful judgment is. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. So that's why, when people tell me about what they heard about a celebrity or about not even just a celebrity, it's just about people in general that I might know, I might listen and be like, oh, wow, okay, But if I've met that person personally and I've had conversations with that person and I had a chance to fill that person out, if it's something negative, I'm not really feeding. And even if it is true, I need to find out for myself, okay? As long as it's not affecting me, I'm like, that's that person's life. We are all human and nobody is perfect. We all have done something or some things that we kind of wish we didn't, within our past. But the thing is, those things within our past that we might have done, I'm sure that has made us grow in a certain way. I'm sure that we gain some wisdom from it, some knowledge from it. We've learned from it, and hopefully we won't do it again. Let's say that, you know what I mean? I've done some things when I was young that I darn sure would never do again. You know what I mean? But, perfect example. So, another example of perception, okay? Kevin Hart. So, lately here in the media, they was talking about, as far as the Oscars, I try to read a little bit about it, but they was talking about the Oscars and how he was going to host the Oscars. But then this old tweet from, I think, 10 years ago where he said something about his son was playing with his daughter Dolls, if I'm getting the story right. And he said, or no, I think he said if his son was playing with the dolls, something like that. Something about his son playing with dolls. And he tweeted that he told his son that's gay, don't do that. Something like that. I might be getting the story wrong, so don't email me about it. But I'm just trying to give you a little summary about this. So he made that statement. So now here, 10 years later, this man has done a whole lot of things. He's had his movies, his comedy shows. He has built his company up in which he is employing a lot of people, which means he's helping to feed a lot of families. But check it out. This is how deep it goes. No matter what he is doing that's positive and how many people he's helping out to put food on their plate, to put money in their bank, everybody's worrying about the tweet from 10 years ago. And now everybody, not everybody, but a certain group of people, let's say that, has a negative perception about Kevin Hart now. How deep is that? That's some deep shit, okay? Over a tweet. And this is why I always tell my kids, Watch what you put on social media. This is why I'm not on social media like that. But I told you I was going to make sure I put some things on there. And it's really for y'all. That's really all it is about. I want to really connect with y'all. But more. But I told them, watch what you put on social media, because that stuff will come back and bite you in the butt. And I'm telling y'all out there, visionary dreamers, watch what you put on the internet, because it don't go away. I don't care, you think you deleted it, but trust me, from me building websites and stuff, that whatever you put, picture, video, whatever, is in the archives of somebody's site, somebody somewhere. Okay? And it can come back and resurface when you least suspect it, just like Kevin Hart. Least suspected, that would come back up and take what it was his dream. Him hosting the Oscars was one of his biggest dreams, or is one of his biggest dreams, because it's not over yet. He most likely, hopefully, he'll do it if that's his dream. You know what I mean? It'll happen. It'll come to reality. But all because of the perception of him, because of the information that people took from that tweet, that they took on a mental note and let go through their thoughts, made them think different about Kevin Hart. So we got to be careful, y'all. And I'm saying all of this because if you don't watch yourself as to how you perceive people or how you perceive a situation, you can lose out. You could lose out on opportunity. You could lose out on a person that maybe could have changed your life and help, not change your life, but help you change your life, help you take your life to the next level. Not life, but maybe your career, your dreams, your goals, your visions. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying, that you have to be careful. I've had it happen to me on 2 occasions. One being, and I'll make it quick because my time is almost up, but one being years ago when I was in the mortgage industry, and I want to apply for this company, and I believe I talked about this some way back, but I want to apply for this company, this real estate company, mortgage. It was like everything in this, under this umbrella, this company. And basically everybody was white there, but that don't stare me. So I just go in, people are people, right? So I'm sitting in the lobby, and I'm sitting across from this older guy. He's older than me, but not old, but he's older than me at this time. And he's just like dressed with some faded jeans and like a, a t-shirt or something, and some sneakers that was a little dusty, but we're just busting it up. I'm just having a conversation with him or whatever, right? And so then we left, I went in, I talked to a few people, whatever, and they was like, well, the owner's not here, and blase splee. And so I left, and then later on that night, I don't know, between 7 and 8 o'clock that night, the dude called me. How about the dude was the freaking owner of the company? But check this out. Had I drew a perception about him because of the way he was dressed and didn't have a good conversation and just didn't want to talk to him just because of how he was dressed, guess what? I might not have received that phone call, which he hired me on the spot over the phone. But then the twist to that story is this. I got the job. He wanted me to run his mortgage division. He had just opened the mortgage division. He had the real estate and the insurance business already going. But he didn't really know mortgage like that. He just had the building, and he wanted to have that department. So he wanted me to run the mortgage division. because of my experience. So I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody there was cool. Everybody, nobody was on no racist. Everybody was cool. Well, around about, I'm going to say 3 weeks in or a month in, here comes his mentor that taught him, which was an older white lady. So we have this meeting and he's giving me accolades, but he introduced her, but he's giving me accolades as far as what I had to, what I, did so far. Come to find out, the lady was racist. She was an older white lady. So obviously her family's perception of black folk started to affect her relationship with me. Or we didn't have a relationship, but the relationship that we could have had. Okay, let's put it that way. And long story short, she pretty much fired me with no real reason. Her reason, I'm going to tell y'all her reason. Y'all gonna laugh. Her reason was, I didn't answer the phone right. I'm like, what? Okay, I have a whole podcast show. You already know I know how to talk to folk, okay? But she had no reason, so she just tried to come up with something. And then she passed the message. She didn't even tell me. She passed the message to one of the other workers, which they were pissed off because they already knew what it was. And I just was like, you know what? It's all good. And she having this whole perception of black people, I went right to her office. And when I came to her door, you should have saw her eyes. It likely to pop out of her sockets because she didn't know what I was going to do. And I'm like, well, it was nice meeting you. And sorry it didn't work out. But, yeah, I just said some kind words to her. And I went right over to her, looked in her eyes, and shook her hand with a firm grip. And I was like, it was nice knowing you. I'll see you around. She was shook. You could just see it all in her face. She was flushed. Her face was flushed because, because of her perception of black folk, she just couldn't believe that I would come at her in a professional way. I wouldn't flip over no desk and try to knock a doggone papers off the desk and nothing like that. I left with grace and peace. You know what I mean? And all the workers there, they was so mad. They was like, look, come on the insurance side. She don't have nothing to do with the insurance side. And this, and that's like, I'm good. You know what I mean? And I kept it moving. But this is what I'm saying about perception. Here, this man, me and him, we clicked. You know what I mean? We had a great conversation without us knowing each other. And our vibe was good. Good enough that he wanted me to run that whole department. But yet, because of his respect for his mentor, he didn't know how to stand up to her. He didn't know how to just, he just moved out the way and let her do her thing. When who knows where I could have took his company, that division of his company. Who knows what type of partnership could have came out of that? What type of business, what type of money we could have made together. But because of her perception of black folk, it just effed everything up. And this is what I mean by being dangerous, y'all. In the video that I watched, she came from a whole nother angle, but her ending result was that as well. That is dangerous to have a perception of folk or of a thing or of an environment without first experiencing it for yourself. You gotta experience people and things and places for yourself before you take on somebody else's perception of that place, that thing, that person, and even of yourself. Don't have a perception of yourself that's negative because other people told you some negative things about yourself. Other people might have said, oh, you stupid, you ain't finished school, you this and that and the other. And now you taking on this perception about yourself. Other people might have told you because of where you live at, you'll never be nothing. Because you didn't get good grades in school, you'll never amount to nothing. That's their perception. You don't take that on. You can be whatever and whoever you want to. I didn't get a chance to finish college. I was a year in. You know what I mean? I let it go because of the finances, because I got a son that I wanted to make sure he can go. But yet, I didn't let that draw my perception because I wasn't able to complete college. What I did was just took it from another angle, and I used the tools that was in front of me, which is books, which is the internet, which is websites, tutorials, all of these things, the library are available to me. But what it is, the difference is this. It's not a design schedule. It's not a class. It's not a teacher. No, I had to be disciplined. I had to believe in myself enough to know that this is what I want, and I need to learn the information for myself. That's it. I'm going to share this one last story because it's time. But me and my son had a conversation the other day. I don't even remember how it came up. But when I was in school, it was junior high. Matter of fact, no. It was elementary, but maybe fifth, sixth grade, something like that. But if you remember when you was in school, most of the time the teacher called on you to read. And I wasn't a great reader in the beginning. I was not a great reader. I would stumble over my words and I would sweat. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want her to call on me. I don't want to read this and any other. And you know what? I got tired of feeling like that. And instead of me drawing a perception of myself that I wasn't good at reading, what I did was I asked my mom to buy me books. My godmother brought me books, and I would read out loud on my own. Just like fifth, sixth grade, something like that. Might have been a fourth. Because it was the book. God, Are You There Yet, Maggie? I can't remember. But anyway, I would read out loud every day in my room until I felt like I was, I can flow, until I felt confident within myself that if the teacher called on me, I would feel good reading out loud. I wouldn't feel embarrassed. And this is the power that we have, y'all. You cannot take on everybody else's perception of you. You are in charge of you. You have control over your life. You create your reality. Yes, do things happen that's out of your control? Sure they do. But you still have control over your reaction so that you can get a positive result out of whatever happened to you or whatever is happening to you. And this is what I'm saying. Don't take on negative perceptions about yourself, and don't draw negative perceptions about people, places, and things. Maybe something is not for you. Maybe an environment is not for you. That's all you just roll out. That's it. You know what I mean? But if it's not for you and the people that's in that environment is not for you, don't draw any perceptions about them, because everybody has their own walk. Everybody grows up in different ways, and everybody has to get their time to shake their own negative perception about themselves. Get what I'm saying? So let's go into this new year with a different mindset. Let's just clean our glass and stop having negative perceptions if you do. And if you catch yourself going into that state of mind about a person or about an environment, open your mind, open your heart, and look at it through a clear lens. Take the filter off and look at it from a clear lens, and give the environment, the people, the thing a chance until your intuition kicks in and say, yo, boo-boo, that's not for you. Keep it moving. If it goes there, then keep it moving. And that's it. That's it. But let's go through life running our own race. Don't look back. Don't look to the side. Don't just keep it moving. Focus on you. Focus on what you're doing, okay? And guess what? You will accomplish everything that you, or just about everything that you have set out to accomplish. I'm focused. I'm so focused. I'm not worried about nobody else. I ain't got time to be having a perception about somebody and what they did or what they doing. I don't got time. I don't have the space in my mindset for that, because I have so many things that I'm focused on that I know I'm going to accomplish before I leave this time, space, and reality. Okay? So I need y'all to take on that mindset. Let's be focused this year. Let's go in and be disciplined about our intentions and about what it is that we want to achieve, that we plan to achieve this year. Let's write out our plans and let's be intentional about everything that we do, about every day that we breathe life on this earth. And if we go in and start the year off with that type of mentality, that type of mindset, I guarantee you by the end of 2019, you're going to look back and be like, oh, damn, I accomplished this, that, and the other. Oh, wow, I'm the bomb. You know, that's what I want for y'all. That's what I want for us. So with that being said, visionary dreamers, I just want to tell y'all again, I love y'all. Thank y'all for your support. Continue to email me. I appreciate y'all so much. Check out the YouTube channel and go and subscribe. I do have a couple videos up there. All the rest of those videos are the podcast shows. So that's why it's no real views. But they're the podcast shows because I have them going auto. So, but I'm going to be on there every Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to put up a new video. Rather it be an interview, rather it be me teaching y'all some stuff now. I'm going to start teaching y'all some stuff about business, about whatever. So email me. Let me know what y'all want me to teach y'all. As far as the business aspect, for whatever. Email me at adionyourdreampusher@gmail.com. Okay, and y'all have it in the link of this description. I'll make sure I put the email if you don't see it on the side. And definitely go out and get the books, Visionary Dreamer 90-Day Journal and Transform Your Life, Discover Your Purpose, the Visionary Dreamer Workbook off of Amazon.com or on Barnes & Nobles. If you forget the titles, just search. As a matter of fact, I'll have that link too at the bottom of this description. But if you forget, just search April A. Dion Williams and the books will come up in Amazon or Barnes & Noble. I appreciate y'all. Let me know how the books are helping y'all out. And I look forward to y'all comments on YouTube. This is about to go down. I'm telling y'all, I got some stuff in mind. So, hope y'all got what I was talking about, and I hope we all go into this new year with a great and a different mindset. I love you guys. This is Adion, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, from yourself, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us extraordinary folk doing a damn thing the best way we can. And definitely check out AdionYourDreamPusher.website. I do have the gear on there now, the Visionary Dreamers gear on there now for y'all to buy. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all next Sunday next Wednesday. This Wednesday on YouTube. Tune in, okay? I love y'all. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Livin, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chroniclesoflivin.com. Until next time, this is Adion, your dream pusher. I love you guys.